Hey, did you know passive-aggressive people say one thing and do another?
The Xbox One X has been met with mixed results within the gaming community.
Wait, let's stop right there.
On YouTube, okay? I know there's a lot of people that are excited for it, but I've also seen a bunch of videos from people like Solid Rev, Blackbuster Critic, Humpmaster Flex, so on and so forth, that aren't as enthused. And I can understand both sides of the coin. Personally, I'm going to get one because...
Are we telling people what they want to hear? Are we telling people what our ego wants to hear?
Great. Holy shit, Phil, thank you God, because a couple months ago when you were talking about doing hardware upgrades to the Xbox One, incremental upgrades, I just thought it was an awful idea. I thought it was the worst possible thing you could do for the Xbox One console.
Some people think bullshitting is better for the short term, without regard for the bigger fucking picture.
It's time to unbox the Xbox One X.
Did you know we're in the habit of telling people what they want to hear, but in reality, it's what we want to hear?
Upgrade. Holy shit, Phil, thank you God, because a couple months ago when you were talking about doing hardware upgrades to the Xbox One, incremental upgrades, I just thought it was an awful idea. I thought it was the worst possible thing you could do for the Xbox One console.
When we habitually tell people what we think they want to hear, we not only wind up being dishonest, but we also wind people up. You know, like in the gaming community.
And I'm glad to hear that you're talking more sensibly now and you realize it's a bad idea. You know, like I said, people buy consoles to know that that piece of hardware they purchased is an investment that's going to last them a while. And doing these upgrades would totally kill that. So I'm glad to see that Microsoft and Phil Spencer have come to their senses. It's time to unbox the Xbox One X. Reality that we all, including myself, need to realize.
Reality.
Corporations.
Realize it.
Corporations, not just in the gaming industry. They will tell you whatever you want to hear or whatever they think you want to hear to get you to buy their crap. For example, during...
So people will tell you what you want to hear, not just in the gaming industry, so that you'll buy their crap.
Holy shit, Phil, thank you God, because a couple months ago when you were talking about doing hardware upgrades to the Xbox One, incremental upgrades, I just thought it was an awful idea.
Did you know when we eventually call people out on passive-aggressive behavior, not only will they feel defensive and aggrieved, but they also feel resentful towards us?
Because here's the thing that bothers me about 1316 Killer and people like him. What they don't seem to get, they're too thick to fucking get, is that the reason why sometimes my opinions change is because the circumstances in the industry change.
Did 4K TVs just come out?
No.
Did PlayStation 4 Pro just come out?
No.
Did HDR just come out?
No.
Okay. Did HDR gaming just come out?
No.
Did 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray players just come out?
No.
Okay. Did OLED televisions just come out?
No.
Okay. So 4K Ultra HD televisions were actually on the market before PlayStation 4 Pro came out?
Yes.
Okay. So were 4K TVs out before Xbox One S came out?
Yes.
Okay. So 4K TVs were also out before Xbox One X came out?
Yes.
Okay. I'm confused at this point. I guess people's opinions change because the industry changes.
Yeah, something like that.
This guy's apparently on the right track here, though. He's like, fuck it. Microsoft doesn't need to bring this shit out at all, you know?
That's what I said, even though I didn't.
That's what he said, even though he didn't. I don't know if I've put this in this video or not yet. So let's listen to this.
Holy shit, Phil, thank you God, because a couple months ago when you were talking about doing hardware upgrades to the Xbox One, incremental upgrades, I just thought it was an awful idea. I thought it was the worst possible thing you could do for the Xbox One console. And I'm glad to hear that you're talking more sensibly now and you realize it's a bad idea. You know, the thing that bothers me about 1316 Killer and people like him. What they don't seem to get, they're too thick to fucking get, is that the reason why sometimes my opinions change is because the circumstances in the industry change. It's like having the same mindset. Like, you watch the weather today, okay, and they say it's going to rain tomorrow, but then you wake up and then you check the weather and it's sunny out. But you go, you know what? God damn it, I watched the weather yesterday and I'm sticking to my guns and I'm still going to put on a raincoat and get a fucking umbrella and walk outside like an asshole even though it's bright and sunny. Circumstances change, and that's why opinions change, okay?
So he hates people like me because people like me stick to their guns, but circumstances change. Okay, let's talk about those circumstances. I'm trying to fucking understand this raincoat analogy, but I can't because it's fucking stupid. 4K was already out on the fucking market. This has only been a fucking year since we said we don't want any upgrades, and now we are unboxing an Xbox One X. Okay, but somehow I'm the fucking moron, and I'm sticking to my fucking guns. No! I knew 4K had already penetrated the market. I knew about HDR before people were fucking regurgitating HDR articles. I knew the benefits because I had a 10-bit fucking color panel. So if you own a computer and you own consoles and it had only been a year and PlayStation 4 Pro was already coming to the market, you didn't have enough intelligence to think that Microsoft was going to come out with something in regards to, I don't know, the equivalent of the PlayStation fucking 4 Pro? You couldn't see into that future. You had to stick to your guns about no upgrades, no upgrades, no upgrades, no upgrades, no upgrades. I don't want any fucking upgrades. 8th generation is going to be a fucking mess. Oh, hey, look, I unboxed an Xbox One S that has HDR gaming. Oh, look, I unboxed an Xbox One X. But somehow I'm the asshole that was sticking to my guns. No, maybe the asshole that was sticking to his guns is the guy that constantly tells you, oh, 4K is a fucking mess. Hey, Yarrick, come on, let's bitch about 4K. Oh, a year later, hey, 4K's in the Xbox One X, let me fucking buy one, even though I already got 2 fucking Xbox. Where was the industry gonna go? I had no fucking idea, but I have a computer, I have some consoles, and supposedly I'm a fucking tech guy, and I didn't want any fucking upgrades, but 4K was penetrating the fucking market. What were the upgrades going to be on Xbox One X? What were the upgrades going to be on PlayStation 4 Pro? It doesn't take a fucking genius to figure it out. Or maybe it does. So guys, you don't mind if I bitch about it for a whole year and then as soon as it comes out, I buy it, right? You're okay with that? I was outraged that the original Call of Duty remake was coming with Call of Duty in space, but then in that same video, I still told you I was going to go out and buy Call of Duty because, well, that was the only way I was going to get the original Call of Duty. Although yet, it came out later and I could have bought it separately. Serious, guys. On a serious note, how many people do we have on YouTube in the gaming community that just stir the fucking pot constantly? Bitch about, 1 terabyte only being in the Xbox One X and then buy an Xbox One X. Bitch about the memory in the Nintendo Switch and then buy 3 Nintendo Switches. Bitch about whatever in regards to some video game and then turn around on day 1 and buy the fucking video game. Does this help? I mean, seriously, you got people that bitch about the PlayStation 4 Pro not having a 4K Ultra HD player, and then they go out and buy a PlayStation 4 Pro. You got people that bitch about Xbox One X, and then they go out and buy an Xbox One X. Then you have people that don't have 4K Ultra HD televisions that bitch about the PlayStation 4 Pro, bitch about the Xbox One X, and then go out and buy a PlayStation 4 Pro and an Xbox One X before getting a 4K fucking television. And then bitch about the Xbox One X. And then tell people they're going to return it. Are you fucking kidding me? So we have people out there that have spent $1,000. Xbox One X, $550. PlayStation 4 Pro, $450. That's $1,000 before they ever buy a 4K TV so that they can, get all the benefits from the PlayStation 4 Pro and the Xbox One X. And trust me guys, HDR is a big part of gaming. And Forza 7 looks beautiful with HDR. And so does Call of Duty WW2. And maybe if somebody wouldn't have been bitching about 4K Ultra HD Blu-rays with their buddy Yarrick over a fucking year ago and understood the benefits of HDR, they would have been more acceptable with the new consoles coming out. Considering 4K was already on the fucking market and nothing in the industry changed, so no opinions should have changed. I have a 2015 Samsung JS9000, and that is a 10-bit color panel with HDR. I also had a Samsung 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray player, and then turned around and bought a Panasonic 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray player, and then turned around and bought the Oppo as soon as the Oppo hit the market. So I knew what HDR was going to bring when it came to gaming. I also knew how good 2K digital intermediates looked upscaled to 4K because of HDR. So maybe that's why I never had a problem with PlayStation 4 Pro and Xbox One X and any upgrades in the future.
We're actually going to do two topics today. One of them is going to be talking about 4K, which Yarrick is going to spearhead because he knows a hell of a lot more about that than I do. And we're going to talk...
So I'm going to have my buddy come on and talk about 4K because, well, I don't know shit about it. Don't worry, we'll bitch about it for 35 minutes. Don't worry, as soon as I could get a 4K Ultra HD player in the Xbox One S, I'll go out and buy it. But remember, I didn't want any upgrades. It's a good thing I thought the Xbox One S was a refinement, even though it had HDR for gaming.
I think Microsoft is going to have a tough time in the beginning anyway selling the Xbox One X. They're going to have an uphill battle. A lot of people think the price is...
If you don't mind, I'd like to regurgitate some news before anybody else regurgitates it. First wave of Xbox One X stock is selling out across the globe, including on Amazon and the US. That's from Windows Central, whoever the fuck they are.
Yeah, I think Microsoft is going to have a tough time in the beginning anyway selling the Xbox One X. They're going to have an uphill battle.
Xbox One X versus PlayStation 4 Pro. Microsoft scores major victory over Sony in sales stocks. Is that stock, stakes, and sales stakes? Whatever, I can't read my own writing. And that's from Express. Whoever the fuck they are.
Yeah, I think Microsoft is going to have a tough time in the beginning anyway selling the Xbox One X. They're going to have...
Early sales indicate Xbox One X is blowing away everyone's expectations. Forbes magazine. Forbes.com.
Yeah, I think Microsoft is going to have a tough time in the beginning anyway selling the Xbox One X.
Xbox One X sales have been incredible. GameStop nearly sold out of initial allotments. Forbes.com.
Time to unbox the Xbox One X.
So if 4K was already in the marketplace and was already penetrating very heavily, yes, I said penetrating, and its growth in the market was fantastic. Did he just say growth and penetrating? Where did we think this stuff was going to go? I mean, seriously. If we're supposed to be, I don't know, a review tech channel, and we didn't want any upgrades, and something about raincoats, and somehow I stand my ground. I don't even know anymore. I mean, seriously, this is the problem I have, guys, with YouTube, honestly. And I just use this guy as an example. If that upsets you, I'm sorry. I was just trying to make something entertaining. I just wanted to show you how the gaming community goes back and forth and back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And it seems like people tell you what they think you want to hear. This same person would probably just regurgitate the articles I just read you about how well Xbox One X is doing, forgetting that just a few videos back, they just got done saying, I think they will have a hard time in the beginning with the Xbox One X. But that's the problem I have when I unfortunately look at any kind of gaming videos in the community. You have some guy doesn't even have a 4K television. He's bitching about Xbox One X. He buys an Xbox One X. He's still bitching about Xbox One X, but he went out and bought Xbox One X, and he's probably going to return Xbox One X, but he doesn't have a 4K TV to take advantage of the Xbox One. I actually got this guy bitching about 4K Ultra HDs before he even physically fucking watched one because he's got some half-assed director on his fucking show, okay? And then he still proceeds to not want any upgrades, not realizing the fantastic benefits of a 10-bit color panel and HDR, okay? Even though PlayStation Pro was coming out and we were against PlayStation Pro, yet everybody was bickering back and forth about 900p versus 720p on the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4, 1080p versus 900p on the PlayStation 4 versus the Xbox, and that's all anybody was ever bitching about. Now we've got two different consoles, okay, that are running 1440p or 1400 or 1600p, and one's 26p or one's 1800p, or Gran Turismo is 1800p. I mean, seriously, within that year, if we were so fucking tech savvy that we supposedly review tech and 4K was already on the fucking market, where did we think these upgrades were gonna go that we didn't fucking want? We're so against all this bullshit. We lose our fucking minds. We make all this clickbait drama bullshit on the internet for profit. And then we ask people to give us money on fucking Patreon. Hey, donate to my fucking Patreon. Hey, only $12 a year. But meanwhile, while you're donating to my fucking Patreon, I'm gonna bitch and complain for a fucking whole year about Xbox One X, and new information came out. No, I might get one now. Oh, but by the way, they're probably not going to do real well. Oh, look, they're doing real well, and I'm going to make that video a few fucking days later after they do real well, even though 6 months ago I told you it wasn't going to fucking do real well. Meanwhile, let me bitch about 4K Ultra HD before actually owning the fucking product. I don't know, maybe some of you people on the internet, on goddamn YouTube, should actually fucking purchase the product and at least try it out, like maybe with a 4K fucking television, before you fucking bitch about it.